Yo, what's good? We back at it. It's your boy Sid. We here to follow through with another video, and we're here to do a video on the zodiac rulerships, basically, or the zodiacal rulerships, right? So, over here, right, we have the zodiac signs, the 12 zodiac signs, right? And I color coded them basically by element. So we have Aries all the way through Pisces, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the planets that rule over each sign. I'll put them over here, and then when I'm done over here to your right side, we have the zodiac as well, right? And the circular wheel. I'll put the houses too, or the number of the signs, basically, and it's color coded again by element. So all the fire signs are in red, all the earth signs are in brown, all of the air signs are in green, and all the water signs are in blue, right? Another thing that I want to talk about is the modern rulers that rule over each zodiac sign, and I also want to talk about the ancient traditional rulerships, right? And that would be the sun all the way to Saturn. The sun all the way through Saturn were considered the traditional planets. The ancients didn't use the outer planets. Those were considered unseen by the naked eye, basically. The more modern planets that were added basically to the rulership of certain signs would be Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, right? So let's start off, right? Over here we have Aries, right? Now Aries is ruled by Mars, right? This would be considered the diurnal sign or the daytime sign that Mars rules over, right? So now this is the glyph for Mars, and I'm gonna try to put it right here too so you guys can see this. Kind of small, but so this is the glyph for Mars right here, right? Now Mars also has a nighttime or nocturnal sign that it rules over, which would be Scorpio, right? So we're gonna put the Mars sign right here. In terms of the glyph, excuse me. We're gonna put the Mars glyph right here, and this is going to be what it rules. Okay, so let's go to Taurus. Taurus is the second sign, right? Taurus is ruled by Venus, right? So this is the glyph for Venus. Right? This is the glyph of Venus, and this would be considered the nocturnal or the night sign, basically. It's a feminine sign, which is Taurus. Now, the masculine or the daytime diurnal sign that Venus rules over would be considered Libra. This would be Libra. So this is the daytime sign that it rules over. Now, Gemini is ruled by Mercury. This is the glyph for Mercury. Mercury. And this is the diurnal sign, basically. Now Virgo is considered the nocturnal sign or the nighttime sign that Mercury rules over. So let's go right here. I'm gonna put the glyph. Alright. So now, most of these planets rule over two signs. However, we have two luminaries, which are the sun and the moon, and they rule over one sign each, right? So when we get to Cancer, Cancer is only ruled by the moon. So it's the glyph for the moon. If y'all can see that. The moon. Right? And then we have Leo. Right? And Leo is ruled by the luminary, which is known as the sun. So it looks like the circle and the dots. Alright, now let's jump down to Sagittarius, right? Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So Jupiter looks like the glyph, that's a 2-4. That's Jupiter. Jupiter. Alright. Now, Jupiter also rules over the sign of Pisces. This is the other sign it rules over. So we're gonna put the glyph, alright, and we're gonna put Jupiter. Alright. Now let's go to Capricorn and Aquarius. Both of these two signs are ruled by, we could say, Saturn, right? Capricorn is considered the nocturnal or nighttime sign that Saturn rules over. So that's the glyph of Saturn. Right? And then the daytime or diurnal sign would be Aquarius, that Saturn rules over. So that's the glyph again. These were, again, the 7 traditional planets, right, that the ancients used, right? Now, when we get into more modern times, they started discovering the outer planets. And again, those would be considered the planets that come after Saturn, which are Uranus, followed by Neptune, followed by Pluto, right? So these planets, right, these outer planets, they can tell a lot. Like me personally, I would actually use them. Me personally, I would use them in my readings. There are certain people that don't use the outer planets, but I've found that you could be missing vital information if you don't use them in your readings, basically. And I've seen like hundreds of charts. I've read hundreds of charts, basically. So with that being said, let's add on these outer planets, right? Uranus, right? Uranus was ascribed or prescribed to Aquarius, right? So this is the glyph right here, Uranus. So it co-rules Aquarius with Saturn. Now, after that, we have Neptune. Neptune was added to co-rule over Pisces with Jupiter. So right here, we have, this is the glyph right here, Neptune. So Neptune and Jupiter both rule over Pisces, right? And then, last but not least, we have Pluto, right? Pluto was added to rule over Scorpio as the more modern ruler. It's the furthest planet from the sun. So I always tell you guys that it has it represents the element of darkness to it. Right? So we're gonna put, there's 2 glyphs that I've seen for Pluto. One looks like a ball and like something holding it. Pause. And then the other one looks like a P with an L in it. But this is basically Pluto. Pluto. Right? So, this is the rulership, basically. This is what planets rule over which signs, right? And this is important to know because let's say you have Aquarius, and let's say it is on the cusp of the 11th house. This is the house of friendships, right? Hypothetically speaking. It could be in anywhere, but just using this as an example. Now, let's say that the ruler of the 11th house is deposited into the 7th house, right? So this could be Uranus or Saturn, because they rule over Aquarius. If it's deposited into the 7th house, this is the house of partnerships and marriages. This can possibly talk about the native of a said chart would have their friends, which is the 11th house, the meaning. Their friends can be people that they are in business partnerships with, or possibly they can marry these people, because the 7th house is also business partnerships and marriage partnerships, partnerships in general, basically. You know what I mean? Let's say if any of those 2 planets were in the 12th house. 12th house is distant places. It represents distance, basically, right? So this would mean that their friends would be distant from them, from the native, basically. So this will add more to the story, basically, and this is why you need to know your rulerships, right? So I'm just going to add more, you know what I mean, and then show you the same rulerships, basically, with just the glyphs, and I'm going to add it over here. So Aries, we said, is ruled by Mars, right? Look over here again if you need to know which glyphs are which planets, basically. Look over here. So Mars, we said, Mars rules over Aries, and it also rules over Scorpio, right? Now, Venus, if you can see this, Venus rules over Taurus, right? We got Venus over here, and it also rules over Libra, right? Now, Mercury, right? We said Mercury is going to rule over Gemini, and it also rules over Virgo. Alright? And then we have the moon, right? The moon is a luminary, just like the sun, and the moon rules over Cancer. Alright? Alright? Again, remember that the moon and the sun only rule over one sign each. You know what I mean? So keep that in mind. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay, so the sun rule over Leo, right? Now, over here we have we have Sagittarius and we have Pisces, which are both ruled by Jupiter. Alright, this is the glyph. Jupiter. And then we have Saturn, which rules over Capricorn and Aquarius. So alright. Now these are again the traditional planets that the ancients used. They didn't use the modern rulers again, right? So let's add in the modern rulers though. So we said Aquarius, right? Right down here is governed by Uranus. Right? Uranus is that next outer planet. So we're gonna put Uranus over here, right? And Aquarius, right? After that, we're going to put, let's see, Neptune. Neptune co-rules over Pisces. Alright, so if y'all can see that, Neptune is over here. Then, after that, we go over here to Scorpio, right? And they gave Pluto co-rulership, basically. Alright, looks like a P and an L. They gave it co-rulership to Scorpio, right? So this is the video, basically. I wanted to knock this video out the way and do this for y'all. I have more videos coming soon. Stay tuned. I appreciate y'all. Please like, subscribe, and share the video. And thank y'all. It's your boy said peace.